Baby of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Alright, everyone, I am Justin Tomlin. I'm from Statesville, North Carolina. For those of y'all who don't know where that is, it is north of Charlotte, about 40 miles. Let's see, today's date is December 21st, 2010. Whoa, that sounded weird. December 21st, 2010. That's what it is. And today is the first day of winter. It doesn't officially begin till like 6:38 tonight or something like that. But last night, if y'all were lucky enough and were in the right spot, y'all saw the lunar eclipse, and there was a trade-off. You either saw a lunar eclipse or you saw some snowflakes and sleet. Well, at least I did. I couldn't see the lunar eclipse from my house because of the clouds, but in turn, I got to see some snow. So, it was 1670 something, or something like that. Back in the 1600s was the last time that the lunar eclipse, the total lunar eclipse, happened on the first day of winter solstice. So, that was pretty neat if you got to see it last night. You got to see a rare thing that you won't ever see again, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about the potential for a white Christmas. And if you haven't heard already, the potential for a white Christmas here in Statesville is looking pretty good right about now. Okay? Still got one model that's kind of saying, ain't going to happen, you ain't going to get much snow. You're still going to get some snow, but not much. We'll see. Alright? Let me take you to some of the, let's see, here we go, the past. Okay, and that's a good thing. National Weather Service has went with snow Friday night and Christmas Day, and it's a likely chance and high of 32. That's amazing, and that's great if that happens. But that's encouraging that the National Weather Service has kind of jumped on board, because yesterday they weren't quite convinced yet. I try to get these things to work a little faster, but I don't know if it's going to or not. But anyways, here we go. Hold on. Did I not already have them? Okay. Here's a record of the past winter weather events on Christmas or right before them. Last year, technically, if you think about the last white Christmas we had, it was last year. It rained on Christmas, but it was white because snow cover from the December 18th storm. But the last true white Christmas we had was where it snowed on Christmas Day was December 25th, 1999, and it says pressure moving east-southeast across Tennessee and North Carolina produced light snow. It was 1 to 3 inches, and in a couple of mountain spots 4 or 5 inches, and then a couple wrecks were reported or whatnot. Here's another one, 81. Just a trace of snow fell, but it was enough to be counted. In some parts, Iredell County got 4 inches of snow on that one. That was 1981. Okay. Here's the next one. It was 1975, and it was an ice storm. It says it was considered the worst in 80 years. Yeah, so that was mainly an ice event. We don't want ice on Christmas. We had ice on Christmas last year in parts of Iredell County at the onset. Here's snow, sleet, and a glaze of ice. 1969. Let's see. Here is my last one. It's 1963. Icy roads, streets, and sidewalks caused people to be hospitalized in some cases. And this was not on Christmas Day. It was the day before Christmas. So Christmas Eve. Alright, and that's all I've got for you right now as far as white Christmases go. Alright. Here is AccuWeather Pro showing you some of the modeling. Okay. Here is the GFS. Okay. The GFS is the one model that still has not come in and said, okay, it's going to snow a lot in Statesville. It said it's going to. I've drawn up some maps for you. Okay. But here is the GFS, and it has the low tracking pretty much over North Carolina, and then it strengthens as it gets off the coast. But that doesn't put down that much precip, and it's not got a lot of precip with it. Okay. Let's see. Here is the European. Let's see. This is the heftiest model in the way of snowfall. I mean, if you look at that verbatim, that's 6 inches of snow for Christmas Day. We'll see. But we're closing in on it. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've only got 3 or 4 days for this storm to go. And why I'm siding with the European, the heaviest model, is because of its consistency run to run. I mean, ever since, okay, 0Z yesterday showed pretty much the same thing. 12Z showed the same thing as the 0Z, and this run showed the same thing as the 12Z and the 0Z, except it's slightly wetter. So it's just, if this plays out, this is going to be amazing. Okay, this is going to be an historic event. You know, I saw that on WBTV this morning. I'm pretty sure it was, but it was like an historic, and because you know how you're not supposed to, or it's A with like Y, not a Y, but A with like P, like a piece of paper, or and then you know, like vowels and airplane. So that kind of confused me. An historic event, but I guess it is an. But that confused me because it was like 5:30 this morning, so I wasn't wide awake. But I just said that, and that's why it reminded me of that. But anyways, here's a Canadian. It's got pretty much the same thing. It's a little further to the north, I'm pretty sure, yeah, with the system rather than the European. But it's pretty much in the middle of the GFS and the European in a way. Okay, it shows some pretty heavy precip. Okay, Japanese model, it takes the storm out to sea. So that's a different solution, because the GFS, even the GFS takes it up the coast. So the Japanese, that's an interesting solution right there. But we would still get snow. I mean, it would be a really weak low pressure there. I don't agree with that at all. But don't need to show you that. Here's the total snow for the European. I told you this is just snow cover. You don't need to look, because it's saying basically that there's only 2 inches of snow in the Rockies, which ain't near true. Okay. But there's a snowfall forecast for that. Alright, let me show you my maps that I drew up. Alright, here is the possible storm tracks for this system. One storm track has it going through, coming out pretty much of the Texas area. It phases a little bit earlier with the northern branch, okay, and that means it doesn't go as far south, okay. That means that it goes through pretty much midway between Arkansas and Louisiana line, comes up, goes through north of Atlanta, comes through about Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte, and then it's out to sea. Or not out to sea, cuts up north to the northeast, but it doesn't matter to us. What that would mean for us is a winter mix to snow here in Statesville, North Carolina. Here's the blue track, the one that most of the models favor, okay? Not many models are showing that winter mix, only the one GFS, and GFS operational, not the ensembles. But this track takes it further south. That's a little bit further south than it actually would take, but I had to draw it that far down to show the low. But anyways, it goes through pretty much the panhandle of Florida, up through Charleston, outside of the Outer Banks, and then goes up the coast. That's like the perfect setup for a snowstorm in North Carolina, because it blows up in the Gulf. You got tons of moisture with it. Gets some moisture from the Atlantic, throws it back. You got cold air set in place, and you're set. You've got the ingredients that you need for a snowstorm. But let me show you the different model runs and what they all mean. Okay, what they all translate to. Alright, no. Okay, here is the Canadian, okay, preliminary snowfall maps for Christmas Day storm, updated 12/21/10, 7:56 a.m. Pretty much with that one, we're pretty much all snow. Northern Iredell is anyways. Primarily snow for the rest of the area. Pretty much all of North Carolina is got some sort of snow, and all of North Carolina on all the models will show ending. Okay, it shows up ending as snow. The difference is how much, what time it happens, and how long it occurs, okay? But everywhere in North Carolina should see some snow this weekend. Outer Banks may be the exception, but I think you'll get some too. But anyways, with the Canadian, The heaviest snow, or not the heaviest snow, sorry, but the all snow zone is the mountains, foothills, and NC Virginia border, west part of the state. Primarily snow means like mixing with rain for like 30 minutes, and there might be rain and sleet. Okay, it's yeah. All right, primarily snow is pretty much all snow too. That's Charlotte, south of Asheboro, go through Raleigh, and somewhere up in the eastern part of the state. That's your primarily snow zone. South of that, rain and snow. Then the lighter blue, mainly rain, and then the green. That's the main, hardly any snow there. But here's the European. Shows pretty much everybody got snow in most of North Carolina. More rain than snow along the coast, though. But all snow for pretty much all in here. And I shouldn't say all snow, but mainly snow. Okay. Here's the GFS. Even it says primarily snow for the foothills and northern part up through Winston-Salem and Mount Airy and Wilkesboro, and the all snow is the North Carolina west-facing slopes of the mountains, Appalachian Mountains. The rain snow is Raleigh, Greenville, Charlotte, Wadesboro, Anson County, Shelby, places like that. Primarily rain along the coast, and that's a little bit thicker area of primarily rain. Alright, and with this primarily snow, it would be, primarily snow. Hold on, did I draw that right? It would be mixing with rain. Okay, so there'd be a little bit longer mix with rain on that primarily snow zone. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.